Welcome back live to our next episode of Cat's Chat Pod, where my kids are right now walking up the stairs to go to bed. So I do apologize, love you, if you hear some ruckus. Micah is still, I think, finishing up his shower. No, he's hanging on the basketball goal
I like
down the
that.
stairs.
I do apologize. Love you.
Katie was looking at me. We ready, Paul. I absolutely love it. I love that intro. I really do. That song always would hot me up. You guys, good night. Love you. And so, yeah, school has completely started in the Lawson home now. Kristen had her first day today with the Harlan County Christian School. She's exhausted. I'm sure you're exhausted. The kids are exhausted. And it seems like I have all three of my kids either having allergies or strep throat already is going around.
Yeah, well, strep's already running, so
it's crazy. Like, we go all summer long without ever getting sick, and then 2 weeks into school, and you're like, here comes the strep throat.
That is one benefit from teaching so many years, man. My immune system's pretty good. Like, I don't get sick a lot, but when I do get sick, it's bad.
I get that. I understand. So apparently, Mark, StreamYard has this new thing where underneath you can actually see the comments scrolling on the screen there, as you can see. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny. Of course, he's saying hello, Michael and Mark. My name first, thankfully. Hey, awesome. Well, have a good vacation, sir.
He's down there watching us in enemy territory. I like that.
Hey, that's okay. Share it down there, Johnny, so it'll hits everybody's that's around you, their little Facebook or X, whatever it is, and be like, oh man, why are we getting a Kentucky show? Because of Johnny. Sorry, I got very passionate right there.
I like that.
Mark, tell me about your day. How you been doing?
Man, it's just busy time of year. I think, I was telling you, I don't know if I mentioned it last week. My next Saturday off is November 14th.
You've told us like 18 times.
That's what my schedule's like right now. There's just something every night, especially now that Macy's cheering. Right. Like, it's either a ball game with her, then I got to call ball games, opening weekend for high school football. Harlan County will be going to Corbin to play at Corbin against Clay County like they did last year. They opened up against Clay County last year at Corbin.
Gotcha.
They just kind of do a big, almost like a bowl type thing down there. And they were going to do it on a Saturday, and I wasn't going to be able to do it because I had a wedding. But luckily they moved it to Friday. So now it's starting early. It's like 5:45 because it's the first game. But we'll be back under those lights, man. I'm ready for some Friday night lights. And, then of course, like I said, DJing these weddings, it's something every day. It's just something going, and I'm actually preaching on Sunday. So I need y'all's prayers. I'm going to be preaching Sunday. So.
Yes. And if you guys are in Harlan County, come on out and listen to Mark preach do you want to mention the church or anything?
It's Loyal Church of Christ. Come out. It's where Chris Wheeler's pastor there. Come out. Make fun of me. Go ahead. It's fine.
Oh, hey, you said it. Guys, I will stream this live on our page and do a side conversation of if he mentions, there's already a DraftKings over mark. There's already, will you say I'm a teacher or not? I'm going to go
Actually, I don't think I do. Actually, everybody knows
I'm going to pay attention and see if you say anything, teaching. I'm a teacher.
I think you'll be interested how I got my topic. I think you'll be interested with that.
Okay. Are you going to share now or is this a Sunday thing?
I'll share on Sunday.
Okay. Gotcha. So, yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations on that, Mark. I know that's kind of scary to get in front of anyone at a church to talk about God. Unfortunately, it's scary because do we say anything wrong? Do we say anything dumb?
See, that's my issue. Somebody asked me, they're like, are you nervous? Like, I don't care about talking in front of people at all. Like, that doesn't bother me. Right. I talk in front of teenagers who are the most judgmental people on the face of the earth every day. That doesn't bother me. But I'm not a serious person. And like, when you're preaching, that's a serious thing. So, like, I think that part of it's what makes me nervous because I don't want what I'm saying to come from me. I want it to be from God. So, Eric says he's intrigued. What's up, Eric? Make a trip down to Harlan. Hang out with us, man.
You know what? We could get some live footage.
You can watch it live. It'll be on the live stream. So not ours.
No, he's got to come down.
Loyal Church of Christ.
Yeah, he's got to come down and take pictures so we can post them and action pastor pictures. I don't know how that would go, but okay. Sounds good.
So how's your day been?
It's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. Yeah. Work has been crazy. I know. I'm just thinking so many things that went on. So, I've experienced stress moments in my life, very tense through sports and kids and everything. But let me tell you, at Tractor Supply the other day, actually yesterday, I had to pick up a dual axle, that's 2 axles, trailer.
No kid.
And
Is that what dual means?
And lift it over our fence and carry it at like 15 feet high on the forklift all the way to the back of our side lot, set it down. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is the scariest thing I've ever done.
They let you drive a forklift?
It's not they, man. Remember, I'm the store manager.
Dude, I told you about the time I got to drive one, didn't I?
No, was it you? No, it was.
I worked at Walmart. It was in Somerset, man. Yes, sir. Best media trio ever. But they let me on the forklift, and I turned wrong and knocked over a Coca-Cola display right in front of the Coca-Cola man. So guess who didn't get to drive a forklift anymore?
Did you say Pepsi baby as you did it?
Or I just said sorry, Mountain Dew. And then walked off.
Mountain Dew boy.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I did. I knocked over a bunch of stuff, and they was like, yeah, you can't be on that anymore with people in the store. You're a liability.
Listen, it's kind of comical, though, because I don't care. If you drive a forklift for any amount of time, you're going to hit something. Like, it may not hurt it or anything, but you're going to bump into something, a pallet, just cardboard or something, whatever. But, like, I've got kind of new staff coming in at Tractor Supply or some other people that's not just been around the forklift. When I get on it, man, I'm going, and I'm going pretty fast backwards, like trying to get these trucks unloaded. And they're like, "Oh, you're scaring me!" Like, dude, like I'm going to hit something. It's okay.
It's gonna come. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. I mean, I'm not like reckless or anything, but the other day, like I had to actually reach really far on my forks to try to get a pallet, and I was kind of creeping up on another pallet, which is kind of dangerous. But like my wheels are at it, and they're like, "Oh, you're about to like really get off balance here." It's like, guys, like if anything, if I get on that pallet, it's going to crumble because this forklift is so heavy. It's okay. But
we know everybody has not come to learn about how bad we drive forklifts. We get that. We had to share that.
Yes. But, guys. So as you all know, or as you could see from the topic or our title, we are going to be talking mostly football today because we are 17 days away from the first Saturday of football. Now, that's week 1, not week 0, as Eric has talked to us earlier about this, but it is week 1. So we will probably get in some college football games next Saturday. And then the weekend after that should be when Kentucky takes on James Young or something like that. I can't remember. I apologize. So I think it is the 5th. September 5th is that game. I'm pretty sure because our kids have a cross-country meet in Danville. So it should be fun with that. They did a really good job at that one. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Love some Kentucky football. Absolutely. Paul, we're really excited about this and the conversation we're going to have. Because, like I said, 17 days away. We've already been on the hype train about Kentucky football after these media days and everything. And here's other people talk about what her record is or over-under as far as Vegas. It's 4.5. After talking to some people, we're almost up to the 7 or 8 wins now. Could we get more? Could we get less? We don't know, and that's what is exciting about this year because it's his first year, Stein's first year, and he's bringing a lot of excitement coming around Youngstown. Thank you, Youngstown. I was close. I said James Young. I think Young.
I think you said Jamestown. That was like a colony back in Virginia. So anyway,
makes me think. What was it? American Outlaw with Jesse James? That was a good movie. Remember that? It was probably one of the best movies that is underrated. I think Colin. Oh man, I can't remember his name. Anyways, what did you say about Danville? I mean, Eric, if you're listening to the episode, you would know. No, I'm playing, man. Cross country meet. I think it's going to be September 5th. It's elementary through high school. Harlan County will be up there for it. They got a really nice course. It's kind of big. I'm really excited because it's my favorite moment of my oldest daughter running cross country. The finish line, they go up this big hill and they kind of come around and it's a big stretch to the finish line. And this girl was like, I'm going to say 100 yards ahead of her. I don't know if it's really that far or not, but all of a sudden Kaylin popped up over the top and she was dead sprint to the finish line, caught her like in the last 5 steps and passed her for that place. Of course, it was not first place, but I think he got her into the top 8 in the elementary grades. Mm-hmm. It was awesome just to watch her do it. So, yeah, I'm very random today, and I apologize. Do you want me to come take pictures? Question, Eric. does that cost me money? If you come and do it for free, I'm all for it. If it costs me money, I do apologize, sir.
If you haven't learned by now, Michael is cheap.
I am. It's okay.
He steals my Disney.
Hey,
but anyway,
I'm pretty rich. Look, I got a Buc-ee's cup. Okay.
Who'd you steal that from?
And
that Sacramento Kings T-shirt. Wonder where you stole that one from. So
my kids actually. You know what I did buy for myself that makes me feel like I'm high end. I showed it last week, but I can't remember if you've seen it or not. Tractor Supply, we had some Neatos.
Yeah, you showed us that.
I had to buy me one.
Yep.
Yeah,
you said it was going to help, and like we're still on rabbit trails.
But it helps me from banging random things else. Like I'm silent. Mark, we've got some questions prepared for this episode, and then I also need to share it on all of our platforms. Okay, Eric, be careful. Oh, because that the 5th is when the game is. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let me get to my stuff here. Because we've got some different questions that I want to hit you with, Mark, and see what you think about this, because we got football really close.
I don't know if I'm cutting out or you're cutting out, but I'm having a hard time hearing you.
I look fine, as I always do.
Well, it looks fine on my end for me, but
thank you for saying I look fine too.
So.
All right, so you look fine to me on here as far as cutting in and out. Maybe it's just you. I want to ask you, who is Kentucky football player that nobody is talking about, that when it comes October, everybody's going to be like, wow, this guy caught us off guard?
And yes, you guys feel free to answer in the comments. That's what we want. We want people talking in the comments. You got several players that I think you could be talking about in October. One of those is an edge rusher. That is Cedric C.J. Works. I think he's a good possibility. He played in all 12 games last year as a true freshman, and he recorded like 16 tackles and 2 tackles for loss. I mean, that's not huge, but I mean, he played in every game last year, so that's a lot of experience for him. And your defensive line coach, Coach Stewart, has actually compared him, his physical traits, to Josh Allen. So it's one of those situations, everybody knows who Josh Allen is that played at Kentucky. We're not talking about Buffalo Bills quarterback. We're talking about Josh Hines Allen. He was long. He was athletic. I think he came in as, what, a 2-star?
He was a 2-star recruit.
And I mean, he's still playing in the NFL, correct?
I think absolutely. I think he went 7th overall, like in the first round, 7th.
I just didn't know if it had been that long ago where he would have retired. But, this new defense.
Why do you think he could break out?
Well, you got Jay Bateman in there at defense, and it puts him at the position they call the jack position, and that's designed to create a lot of pressure on the QB. So he could have one of those breakout seasons where he has quite a few sacks. I mean, and I'm not saying he's going to be Josh Allen-esque. I'm just saying they're comparing his physical traits to him. And they've been, Kentucky's been looking for their next big pass rusher. I mean, we had big Deion Walker that was up front on the line, but Works brings a little bit of that quickness from the edge. So I think that could be big.
It seems like every good off or defense does have an edge rusher for sure that comes in, and that's college, NFL, and of course, Mark, speaking of which, was it Von Miller that just signed with Dallas Cowboys? No, it wasn't Von Miller. Who was it? Goodness, it's going to kill me, but it's an edge rusher. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so happy we got one. Let's see here. Otis talks about Kentucky signed a 4-star recruit, Kelsey Gerald. He's a running back. I haven't seen this. Thank you for letting us know. Is that a high schooler that we signed? Oh yeah, absolutely. We're in a lot for some upcoming players as well. Mikael Skinner at tight end.
We're going to talk about him in just a minute too.
I thought so. So, we did talk about defense. I was going to ask you, what about the opposite side on ball for us? Who might be one of your guys?
A big thing I do want to stress to everybody, I'm not saying he's going to be Josh Hines or Josh Allen. I'm saying that this kid, when you got a coach that's worked with Josh Allen, that's comparing him to Josh Allen, I mean, it's worth keeping your eye on. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So now on the offensive side, there's a couple people. So there's a couple different positions I feel like that could really break out. Now, one of those, Wide receiver. Okay. So you got Harley Gilmore no longer with the team. I think Jacaden Ferguson could have a really good year. 4-star prospect. He originally committed to Kentucky. Then he flipped to Arkansas. He spent a season there, then came back to Kentucky. He's got some good height. He's 6'2". And Will Stein has even like praised him in camp. So I'm thinking he's going to get more opportunities. I think he could have a breakout year, man.
Paul, by all means, no, we weren't saying either or.
We're just asking everybody who you think.
Yeah. He mentioned the edge last, so I wanted to know who he thought on the offense. Now, I do think a tight end position, because we know what we're going to get out of Willie Rodriguez, but we know as much as we're probably still going to run the ball, we're going to run some 2 tight end sets, maybe even some twin tight ends, just for the pass block and also the pass scene as well. So,
and I think they're going to spread the ball out. You know what I mean? I feel like this offense is going to spread the ball out. And we're not saying, Ferguson's going to catch 90 passes, but we need somebody with his playmaking ability and his speed that can catch a little 6-yard curl route and then take it 40 yards. You know what I mean? Like that's what you're looking for.
Right. So, like I said, Rodriguez, he mentioned Skinner. Do you have Skinner as possibly a breakout guy?
Yeah, to me, he's kind of a sleeper offensive pick. Like a lot of people have not really talked about him, but dude's 6'4". He's a redshirt freshman. Everybody knows about Rodriguez, and Will Stein can make this interesting because instead of asking, whether he's going to become tight end 1, are we going to see Stein maybe put in some 2 tight end sets? And if that's the case, I mean, you could get some good mismatches with their size. You know what I'm saying? Like very good mismatches, and they block well too. So it's one of those situations where, I think early on watching Youngstown State, it's going to give us an idea of how he's going to run these tight end sets, which I mean, I'm sure he's not going to show his full hand, but if he does run those 2 tight end sets, man, I think Skinner could have a breakout year.
I got that. And I do think at least the sets, the formations and whatnot, they're going to be showing that. Like, pretty much you're going to show what all base offense you have with those. So, I mean, if we do see some twin tight ends or 2 tight end sets, I do think that's going to give us those options like you're talking about. And in his first year, yes, we know we're going to be gunslinging, but do we have the wide receiver crop that can be going the 15 to 20 yards out, catching the 20-plus yard balls, or is this going to be more – 6 to 8 yard passing? So therefore you do work in the tight ends with that, a little quick 5 and out, or even 2-second block release, turn around, just a little dump passes. So I think we will be, honestly, I think our quarterback's not going to lock on one receiver at all, like in times
past.
We'll
be moving those chains. He's right.
Yeah. I think it's going to be really receiving by a committee, really. So, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, maybe getting most of the bulk passes here. But we also know that even C.J. Baxter can catch out of the backfield too. So I think, personally, if anybody gets 10 catches in one game, it's going to be amazing that they got that many catches. I'm going to bring on down even more where we're going to pass it around. I think anywhere between 7 and 8 would be still like, okay, I think that's a pretty good game for them because it's going to be so many different wide receivers, tight ends, running backs catching these. What's Paul say? I think 5 and out and got the big play on the ready. I think so too. Run it a few times and then you got the double move going, just waiting on that. Not only that, they start closing in on those 5 and out routes, and then you double move them in and you got them burned.
And I think what's really going to help, if we flip back over the defensive side for a minute, I mentioned Works, but you got that guy, Tavion Gladson, who, he's been getting a little bit of praise, like in some recognition in the preseason. But if he is able, he's been placed on some preseason All-SEC teams, and he's part of a defensive front that's learning Bateman's faster, more aggressive system. But everyone talks about sacks. Here's the thing. Gladson doesn't have to get sacks to make a difference. If he can occupy some of those blockers, that's going to free Works on that edge in that jack position to put that pressure on the quarterback. So it's like one of those things. It's like you're getting the assist for the sack because you're taking on multiple blockers. Because he's a big body. He's going to keep people, keep people from getting back there. So they're going to have to keep an eye on him because he's going to be hard to stop one-on-one. So
right. So you think he'll be drawing more double teams on that, leaving the edge on
kind of like Walker did. You know how Walker would draw some double teams at times? I think he will as well. And I think that could be fun situation to watch because the thing is, I'm glad that there are people out there that will recognize what Gladson's doing to free up other people to rush the quarterback. So,
gotcha. Of course, in an offense, I think a tight end is always going to be a sleeper. How well they use them, and I've mentioned Rodriguez a few times. I don't really consider him a sleeper, but I do think he's going to be an option that may be used more than what we expect. So I'll at least say that. Anyone else that you may have that you want to mention that possibly could be a sleeper? Because we look at this, two goats right here. We appreciate that, Rhett. But anyone else, because that's quite a bit of sleepers.
We know Willie Rodriguez. He's a preseason All SEC. I don't think he's really a sleeper. But I tell you somebody that's important that we don't talk about enough. Your backup QB. You know what I'm saying? Like they're saying that Callum Wither has kind of separated himself as QB2, been getting a lot of reps behind Kenny Minchie, because that's a situation you don't want your QB1 hurt. But if it were to happen, you want somebody to be able to come in that's capable. Because I remember in years past where your QB1 got hurt. I remember when who was it had to come in and run QB for us? Who was it had to come in and run QB? That wasn't even a quarterback.
Bowden?
Yes, Lynn Bowden had to come in and run quarterback because our quarterback got hurt. Like, we want a good backup, and I think I like having a backup with a good head on his shoulders, and I think the QB2 is an important position. You don't talk about it a lot, but you need it. And I'm pumped to watch Ty Bryant. Like, everybody knows him, though, because he played last year, played really well. But I'm excited to watch him in that DB position. We know how Maxwell Harrison was kind of like a ball hawk, and that's Ty Bryant. That's what Ty Bryant is. And I think he can go from a good Kentucky player to a guy the SEC knows. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going to be a guy that's going to be on some scouting reports for quarterbacks to watch. I think he is the type of player that could go on to play in the NFL. I'm excited to watch him play this year.
Okay, question. Going to do this a little weird. We've heard, 5, 6 I didn't even say that right. I know I did it on purpose. Different players that were mentioned. So if you had to orderize them, numerical put who's your number one. So we're going to say round 1 in our draft. Who do you taking for your breakout or sleeper player?
For offense or defense? Or either?
All of them.
Well, I'm going to go with CJ Works, the first one I mentioned. I think he would be my number 1.
Okay. I'm going to go Ferguson for my number 1.
Okay.
All right. Number 2.
I would go Ferguson number 2.
Okay.
Especially now that Gilmore's not there, I feel like he's going to get more reps. So.
Okay. I got you.
And then Skinner would be my deep sleeper. Like, he's one I feel like if they put in some 2 tight end sets, this kid's going to be a stud.
I got you. I want to go with Works too, because what you're talking about, the who'd you say, the inside guy?
Gladson,
yes. So I agree with you. CJ Works. He puts in the work, and I think he's going to be my sleeper too. You talked me into it. I like it.
Like, these are players I feel like their stock is going to improve over the season. It just is. They're going to be. You're going to be talking about them.
So I'm going to ask you this. What do you think Kentucky needs to become? I want to ask that because we kind of talked about the.
Well, I mean, we've talked about that. It's
because I don't want to get too much hype.
This season, we can't judge him totally on this season. That's all I want to say. Like, because you got one of the worst schedules. Like I said, I want to be competitive. That's what I want this year. I want him to come out and be competitive. We might lose some close games, but if we're competitive in games, I think it's going to put people on watch. It really is. Like I said, you win 4 games this season. It's been a decent season because you've got some tough ones. So, I mean, yeah, there's a couple that you should win, no doubt. But I'm saying I feel like this team has the capability of pulling off a couple upsets. I really do.
There's been talk about the Bama quarterback.
Shows.
Yeah. The Bama quarterback, they're kind of iffy on who they're going to go with. The young guy, I think he was a sophomore, or the veteran, if you will, but it's kind of a race between both. So I hope, well, I won't say I hope we face the younger one, just because, they're going to be either more athletic or not know the play, or they're going to be awesome. So I don't care who they pick, just pick one and since it's a close race, I feel like that kind of is an advantage for us. Like, are they both that good, or are they both making these mistakes? The reason why I say Alabama, of course, that's the second game, is that's my upset game is Alabama.
Well, so I mean, because Alabama's not Nick Saban Alabama anymore. So
right.
Yeah, I like how Rhett words this. They could be really good and go 4-8, and they could be really competitive and go 2-10. That's how crazy their schedule is. So that's why I'm saying I'm not only looking at the wins and loss records this year. I'm looking at a lot of other things as well. So I think this team has the personnel to put some people on watch. And like I said, some of these names that other people aren't even really talking about, I think they could show up and show out this year. I really do.
I do too. I get really excited, and I try to keep it.
And I'm still learning these guys too, because like we don't get to go up and watch the football practices like we do, like when we go to the girls' practices or the boys' practices. So, and there's more of them, so it's kind of hard to get to know them personally unless they come on the show. So, it's one of those things. I'm still trying to learn them, and I'm excited.
Look, let's like this week. I don't know, Mark, you don't know, but like this week alone, I got an email about their week and all this stuff, and it was just let's see here. About got it, I think. Obviously, I'm probably not going to tell all of it because you may not be able to let them to know. But on the 17th, they had media for the wide receivers coaches and tight ends coaches. On Tuesday, it was the edge and outside linebackers coach with some select people. This Saturday, they're going to have Coach Stein and offense coordinator Sloan and defensive coordinator Jay Bateman all out for interviews. And then even next week, Tuesday, it's going to be the cornerbacks coach. Thursday, special teams coach. So, like, all week, these next 2 weeks is going to be nothing but these interviews that they're giving us the acknowledge of that it's going on. I just don't get actually get in. Of course, for us to travel up there for those, it's just so difficult. I will be happy if we beat Bama or Tennessee.
I would be more than happy. I'll be ecstatic.
I'll be really happy if we beat Alabama, but I would be.
I expect us to be decent, though. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not going into this like we had high hopes last year. Some things didn't work out. Didn't go the way we planned. It just is what it is.
Listen,
I'm going into this like optimistic, but like also with a sense of, you know, I know what our schedule is. So it's like guarded optimism, I guess is what you'd call it.
Right. Hey, can I even mess with this? Looky there. I can even.
Oh boy,
do you like that better?
Something else to do. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I can see the comments over on the side.
Right. Well,
we pull up every comment.
Block your face.
I mean, it probably needs blocked, so it doesn't matter.
Look at this. I can even make it big. Look at that, guys. Y'all are on here. I like that better. Okay. So, Mark, I'm going to ask this, and I know it's 17 days away, but I'm going to ask you, but I'm going to go ahead and answer. I think we're going to be bowling this year. I'm going that we're winning 6 games, at least.
That's bold, 6. Cotton.
Well, if we're projected at 4.5, you know, that's saying at 4 or 5, and I think that we're going to upset Alabama. If I think we can get that 5th win and upset Alabama, I should feel comfortable saying that I think we'll be bowling. So I'm going to say we make a bowl, and I'm happy with that.
I'm going to tell you what, man, Coach Saylor would not like hearing that from Harlan County High School, man. He's a big Bama fan. He's not going to like hearing you talk about this.
I do apologize, but it's the game that I've said for 2 weeks now. Do you think, Mark Everett?
I hope you're right.
Do you think we go bowling this year?
I want to go bowling. I really do.
I get that.
But, I don't know. I hate making predictions like this. Okay, when's the Alabama game? Second week of the season?
Second week.
If we beat Alabama, if we win, upset one of those early games, I think we go bowling.
Okay.
Because I think it kind of changes our trajectory, and I think – but, like, let's say we go in and we get, like, wiped out by a team. That could change the trajectory as well. So, ask me after week 2.
Anybody can answer then. But I get it. It's all good. Hey, before we go any further, we do want to shout out WTUK. As you can see in this top right corner here, way up there, we are able to stream live with them. We're so thankful for that, and we do appreciate the partnership we got going on. And of course, as it scrolls across the bottom, thank you to our sponsor, Golden Flame Wings, Golden Flame Hot Wings in Lexington, right in front of the movie theater on Roje Drive. My goodness, guys, it is delicious if you haven't ate there.
Jimmy says if we go to a bowl game, he's going to treat you to some Golden Flame hot wings, boneless style.
Boneless style. I feel like that should be the Gangnam Style song. Ooh. Eating boneless style. No,
I could make many comments right now, but I'm going to be quiet.
I thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Guys, I mentioned the sponsorships. I guess I need to queue up another one real quick, and let's get our Big Mike's commercial.
Big Mike's Tree and Land Solutions. We specialize in full residential and commercial tree services. Whether it is a full tree removal, tree top removal, or brush removal, we do it all. We are fully insured and strive for fair pricing and satisfied customers. Be sure and give us a call here at Big Mike's Tree and Land Solutions at 606-273-5182. You can also view our Facebook page for before and after videos of the work we do. Again, Big Mike's Tree and Land Solutions at 606-273-5182. Thank you and have a blessed day.
I'm just going to say, I don't know who made that commercial, but they're good.
I love the chainsaw. That's what I love the most.
I went and found that sound specifically, just so I could play it in the background.
Listen,
he's right.
I go to
That's
sleep
bone-in wings. That's just you snoring.
Let's see here. Ouch. That hurts my feelings, man.
I'm sorry.
All right. So I'm going to switch our background.
We're going basketball for a minute. Okay.
Well, a little bit of both, because we talked about this before we came on here. Guys and gals, of course, if you're watching, we do appreciate. We're any gender we're happy with to join the show. You know, Enos, Cantor, whichever you are, man, come on in. We're fans of you, man. We love you. So I want to mention this. There are 2 different lawsuits going on right now. 2 different lawsuits, and Mark made the comment that I thought was perfect. I didn't think, he said, quote, Mark, didn't think we'd have to have a law degree to understand college sports. Unquote. I think it's genius of that, and it makes sense for the statement because there's 2 different lawsuits. One is going on in Colorado, and I'm pretty sure what that lawsuit is making 5th-year seniors or players have a 5th year, 5 and 5, as they say. So if that passes, it's going to make thousands of seniors or 1 year out of seniors able to play, which has already been talked about all over that it's happening. Kentucky has a football player that has been practicing with them.
Alex
Safari. Technically, he's not available to play, but we expect it to be cleared. Now, the reason why I went to basketball, there's a second lawsuit going on, and it is in Kentucky, not Kentucky basketball or Kentucky the school, but the state. And this is the one where, what's his name? Mark Mitchell.
Yeah, he's from Missouri. He actually played at Duke a season, too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't want him. I don't play. This one
is 6'9" forward. He's versatile.
Right. This one is for being able to transfer, or as they call it, the ghost transfer, because they didn't transfer yet. Can they transfer after this passes? So we got to kind of have 2 different lawsuits to go for Kentucky basketball, but one will help out with their football. So it's kind of crazy. We got this situation going on.
I don't know if this is true or not, but if the thing happens in Kentucky, didn't we say that meant that he has to go to a Kentucky school? Like he'd have to go to Kentucky?
No. That was just us kind of speculating on that. That wasn't true, I don't think. It's the lawsuit is just being taken place in the state of Kentucky because he's not the only player. There's other players that are also named in this lawsuit. Jimmy says we should have a graphic that has half football, half basketball. That would be kind of awesome. I may have to see if my wife can do that for us. Canvas sponsorship, not really. But so
now I'm telling you, Kentucky had a Zoom meeting today with Jackson Kohler.
And
forward center from Michigan State.
from that was from Mark Pope that it went as good as it could go. Now, a lot of people are saying that's great news to hear that it, went the best that it could go. But to me, it kind of says, well, it went the best it could go, but it couldn't really go that good, if that makes sense.
Well, here's the big question. Do you want to add a player now? Now that you've got your 14 guys in there together that's been going to war with each other during the summer, that's got to bond a little bit, got to know each other, got some cohesiveness, do you want to add another guy now? You know what I mean? Like, I'm one of those players that, hey, if you can go get talent, go get talent. Like, normally I say that, but you don't know how that's going to play out. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that personality is going to match with the flow of this team. So
with that being said, what are you saying?
What am I saying?
Do you think we should? Yeah, do you think we should or shouldn't?
I mean, I think it really depends on what Pope is thinking we need. You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to know what he's thinking here, because I feel like maybe he wants a better backup there for Malachi. I don't know what he's thinking there, like somebody else to play in the post. I mean, you got a couple big dudes that can play down there, some bruisers. But, I mean, and if you add talent, the good thing is, like, practices are even better. You know what I mean? So, like Jimmy said, it was a 2.5-hour Zoom meeting. So that's a pretty long meeting. So, but, I was talking with somebody before the show, before we jumped on, and sad part is, like, it used to be a big thing to play at, like, Kentucky, North Carolina, Duke. Those were your blue bloods, right? Now it's just a lot of kids look at the price tags. Like Jesse J said, it's all about the money.
Oh, dear word.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, but
it really is. Believe it or not, I actually was listening to our old podcast back in February that was with Tony Delk, and he was just talking about how he could have made a lot more money as a shooter in today's time and all this stuff. And he said, in our conversation, he said, it's everyone's Super Bowl to play Kentucky. And, it's just that whole impact that we have it. But personally, not because of Pope or anything, I kind of feel like it's losing that factor for the fact that you don't really care who you're playing. You're playing for your paycheck now. And it kind of changes the whole thing. Like, there's no rivalries really to these players because next season they could be on that team if they offered them more money. So it's kind of changing that whole taste, basically, of what we love about basketball, having the competitiveness, the rivals that we have. Of course, every fan hates Louisville. Some of the players talk about how they don't like Louisville, but next year, I mean, we had a lot of players go to Louisville from our football team. So, like, how do you really say you hate them, but yeah, you're going to join them? Because it's money in the bank.
I mean, my gut says to just stay with what you got. But as injury prone as we've been the past 2 years, you almost want that another guy. But like Jimmy said, you don't want it to mess with that cohesiveness. You want the team to gel, because we saw that last year, right? We saw some things not go well. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping. I'm going to trust their judgment on this. Like, if we need one of these pieces, I don't want them just going out and grabbing anybody. You know what I mean? The four main ones I've heard us connected to, Mark Mitchell and Jackson Kohler, were the two the most. But I also heard some talk about Keyshawn Hall from Auburn, and then Donovan Dent from UCLA, which is a point guard. So I don't know what they're.
Didn't he commit to Kentucky already once?
I don't know. Like, he's a true point guard. Huh?
It might have been we were trying to recruit him or whatnot. I can't remember. Dad jumps in and says, Reds finally won against St. Louis.
Hey!
Go Big Blue. Where you at, Jared? Jared?
You know what? Dad says that, but we split in the doubleheader, so we ended up going 2-2 against them in this series.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Now, Paul says no one should sport orange. And I'm going to say this. I listened to KSR earlier. K. Tyson.
Tyson. He's a wing from Minnesota. Yep. And I'm like, Jimmy, I just want to stay healthy.
Absolutely.
The vibe is good.
I was listening to KSR, and this woman called in, and she said, hey, her high school is getting inducted to the Hall of Fame of some sort, or her class, her basketball team at their school and all this stuff. And it's in Louisville, apparently. She said, would it be distasteful for me to, in our team picture, do the L's down? And, they all absolutely loved it and all this stuff. To me, I hate doing the L's down.
Don't give them that much credit. Like,
it gives them credit. I'm with you. That's why I hate it.
Don't let
but
little brother feel good.
Exactly. Louisville or Tennessee? Which one do you think is our more hated rival? And let me ask you it this way too, with which sport as well, because I'm different. Do you want me to answer first?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. For me, it's neither Louisville or Tennessee in basketball. I can't stand Florida when it comes to basketball. Florida and us, we beat them when they were number one before. The Joe Kim Noah in front of her cheerleading on the floor one time.
Doing the chomp.
Willie Cauley-Stein's big dunk in Florida, and one of the guys putting their hands in their celebration. It's a great video clip of that. So to me, it's Florida in basketball. Plus,
and Otis is bringing up Arkansas now too. Like, there's a little bit of rivalry there with Arkansas. Because
I get that, of course, I get that. But so I'm going to say for basketball, I think our rival, who I can't stand more than any team, is Florida, especially with Aberdeen now. Not so much hate towards him, but the coach, the way he acted when Aberdeen came to Kentucky, said that he had different perspective of what.
Scrappy. He lives outside of Louisville.
And he was talking about how, oh, wow, that's crazy. Didn't know that. Yes. Oh, yeah, Indiana. We knew that. But let's see here. He talked about how the coach mentioned that Aberdeen wasn't in it for the right reason. Basically, he's trying to insinuate that he's only come to Kentucky for money. Now he goes back to Florida. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, in my opinion, against Florida more than Tennessee and Louisville, because really we beat Tennessee the past few years.
Listen, people are not going to like what I'm about to say. I like Rick Barnes.
Hey, my old boss, bless his soul, he would always say Rick Barnes is going to come and preach at you in your house and recruit you at the same time.
I'm not a UT fan, but I am a Rick Barnes fan because he's a good dude.
Right, absolutely. So, do you have a basketball team that you hate more and think that's a rival?
Man, I've never been a big rivalry person. Like, I feel like you should go in there and just do your work. I don't know. Like, I think Florida's a good pick. I just think every SEC game is almost like a rivalry game, man. It really is. The SEC is competitive. Like,
because of their coach.
There's like other games. If we were to play Kansas this year, and we do play Kansas, don't we, in the CBS Classic? Is that who we play this year?
So it seems like we do.
Because now with Tyron Stokes in that situation, a lot of people are going to be watching that game. So, I think rivalries kind of roll. You know what I mean? And like he said, every SEC game, I don't really have one team. There's a couple. Like, of course, I always want to beat Louisville. My big brother's a Louisville fan. I want to beat them every time.
Exactly.
And I never say anything to him if we do win, but
exactly,
he knows. He knows. So, and like Jimmy said, it's so why do you throw the L's down? They beat us this year. Until you win it, that should be gone until you win it back. You know what I mean? They beat us in football.
Well,
basketball. You got to win it back.
Yeah, we did win in TBT though, but no, I agree. I just don't throw the L's down because what kills me, and I've talked about this many times. You can go to Rupp Arena and watch. We'll say when it comes on, Big Blue Madness. You will have, how they go in the fans all constantly on the big screen. You'll have at least, I'll say 75% of them do the L's down. We're at Kentucky's introduction of their season and meeting their players and showcasing them, and we're doing L's down. Like, leave the Louisville out of it. We're trying to learn our players and see who's going to do what and, assess the film as we would do for Big Blue Madness, as crazy as we are as fans. Leave the L's down somewhere else.
Yeah,
it never changes.
We want Louisville to lose. I just don't want to give them that much recognition. That's the thing.
I don't want their
Mr.
name
Happy says
in
Duke.
my mouth. We know what you meant. We got you on the L's down. Duke. Okay, so
that used to be a huge one. Duke was a big one, but especially for those of us that remember the shot from Leitner. I mean, come on.
Yes.
When there's a shirt that's made that says "I still hate Laettner,"
I still hate.
It's that's a big one. I hadn't even thought about that, and it's because a lot of these teams don't get to play anymore in the regular season.
You know what, Jimmy? I like you, man. I like you. I agree with you. Wait, I'm 40. You ain't trying to say that they're old at 40, right? Because I'm pretty sure you're over 40.
Yeah, he's my age. He's probably making – I do this in class to mess with the kids. Because if you do it in front of teenagers, they don't want to do it anymore. It's not cool.
You know what you should do? You should make a pop quiz. You should make a pop quiz. Give them all these different equations and make every answer come out to 67. Then you'd be like, so what's the answer? What's the answer?
That's been done. It's been done already. I don't want to do that.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know you'd done it already.
No, I didn't do it. I'm saying there's been teachers that have done it before. Back when it was really, really popular, because it's kind of died out now. They've moved on to something new, I'm sure.
See here. Paul says he noticed when Kentucky versus Louisville started back, the rivalry got bigger. I agree.
It did.
And I feel like the rivalry is more on their side. Like, I don't really hear much of Louisville saying much, but it could be just not in their algorithm to hear it. No. Not just throwing shade to the L's down. 40 is the new 20. There we go. Yes, sir. All right, now
26.
Football. Do you have a rival with football for Kentucky?
I mean, that's always been Tennessee and Louisville to me.
Okay, to me, it is Louisville on that one because we're either hurting their top 25 rankings going into the very last game, or we're going bowling, or we're keeping them from going to a bowl. That's why I like the Louisville one, because
that one probably is bigger. Because, I mean, Tennessee owned us for years. Let's just be honest. They did. So it wasn't much of a rivalry game.
30 years?
Yeah, was it something like that. So that's not much. I mean, I tell you, a team that's really kind of been like, to me, and I think it's going to be a little more rivalry infused, is Florida. Because, you got Summerall coaching there now. And, we've beat Florida a couple times. We went to the Swamp and beat them. Like, I think that rivalry could get renewed. It's just, man, there's something about the SEC. It's like every game is almost like a rivalry game. Like, it really is.
It is, but, I don't really consider it in football like the Arkansas, the Georgia, I would say, just because of the way that their level up there. It's not really a rival, but it's a big game for us. But as far as basketball, Georgia beat us, I think, last year, but I don't feel like that's a rivalry. Missouri, I don't even know why they're in the SEC, so I could care less what they do. The Oklahoma, the Texas A&M.
I'll be honest, I don't know how they do this. Like, Southeastern would be teams from Louisiana over, like, to me.
I mean, Louisiana is even going a little far.
Yeah, but I'm saying Texas is in the Southeastern Conference. Oklahoma?
They're in the Central.
Oklahoma's in the middle of the flipping country. Like, it's all about where do you want to be? Like, especially, I've even heard of ACC teams didn't Stanford or one of them join like the ACC at one point or something? Like, is a team out in California?
In the ACC. Like, Louisville is in Kentucky.
They're Atlantic Coast. Where's my oceanfront property here in Putney, Kentucky?
You said it's so hick right there on that, but I don't know. And I know they're going to make it, it's all about the Power Five or whatever you want to call it. But as much as I love the SEC, I'm about ready for it to be just a different name, because we went on a huge different tangent of what we planned for this. But like Texas A&M, and Oklahoma in the Southeastern Conference doesn't make sense. And then how do we skip over like Wake Forest that's in North Carolina, or even Clemson that's in one of the Carolinas?
Well, I mean, they're
Florida
ACC.
State.
They're definitely ACC.
I know, but still, like, wouldn't it make more sense to have some of those teams, or even, we got Vandy, I was going to say somewhere northern or western Tennessee.
Well, like, okay, Georgia's in the SEC. Why not Georgia Tech?
Georgia Tech, I get you. They're in the ACC, but like those rivalries,
it's almost like Alabama in the SEC, and they're both from Alabama. So
yeah, it's like
I don't know.
One state can't have two teams other than Alabama. This is here: Florida State, South Carolina, Clemson. That's where Clemson is. Then you got North Carolina State.
They're both in the ACC.
No, they're both in the ACC. Let's see here. course, Kentucky. You don't have Louisville in it. Tennessee, Vandy. They're both SEC. Trying to go around. Did I hit them all? Arkansas. Is there another good team in Arkansas?
The state's not big enough, is it? Like, I mean, I'm not throwing shade. I'm just saying the state's not that big.
I don't know. I mean, they couldn't even come up with their own name. They had to put 2 letters in front of Kansas. I'm sure that
you just hating because it's Arkansas. Yeah, no, Ohio or Ohio State. But see, to me, they're not really Southeastern either, though.
No, they're Northern.
Yeah.
But Missouri, Missouri makes more sense than Texas and Oklahoma, but they're not really South or Eastern, but
that is what it is. But
Mississippi and Mississippi State, they're both SEC.
So I'm going to pose a question to you, Michael. You ready?
Pose it.
I'm putting you on the spot. So I'm going back to this. We were talking about these guys with the 5-for-5 rule, right?
Yes.
So the 3 names we've heard the most were Mitchell, Kohler, and Hall, right?
Yes.
So Mitchell is probably the one we're targeting the most. He's a 6'9" forward. You got Kohler, who was a forward center, and you got Keyshawn Hall, who was also a forward. Which of those 3 would you think would make Kentucky the better team? The best they could be with putting in an addition.
I'm going to say Mitchell just because the hype is there.
And he's the one they're. I feel like he's the one they're really pushing for,
really wanting for, and because it really does look like we're pretty well in depth as far as the backcourt, as far as being multi-dimensional. I don't know, I'm making that up. Different ways that we could go for our backcourt. The front court, I feel like, comes down to the M&Ms, and there's only 2. Last year we had 3 or 4 different big guys, and of course, one never was healthy, and then Garrison wanted to play some and never played. So I feel like Pope is a little hesitant on that front court, having enough guys to make sure he could have who he needed to. So I'm going to go with Mitchell as my guy.
I get what Jimmy was saying right there. Now he was saying Ohio or Ohio State make more sense than Oklahoma. He's right.
Yeah. We understand, guys, by the time you get this top out, sometimes we can be all over the place.
Jimmy said that Mitchell actually said in the video that he wants to come to Kentucky. So hopefully it works out.
Okay.
That's the thing. I want players that want to be here. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Now, are you wanting to pick out of those 3 who you think would be the best?
Oh, I said Mitchell too. Like, I feel like there's a reason I feel like they're targeting him. Because I feel like he can kind of play forward center too, and I feel like he's a little more athletic than Kohler. So I would probably say Mitchell.
I got you. Now we're talking about these different players, and I just want to ask you this: as we're coming up to the 53-minute mark, we try to keep it under an hour, and we're getting close. So I'm going to ask you this: in basketball, coming down to the last second shot on this team, who do you want taking that last second shot? And, of course, Pope has told us this may be one of the better three-point shooting teams that he has. Brooks has also said that about the girls' basketball team, said it's the best coaching or shooting team he's ever coached. Who do you want taking the last second shot?
I mean, a lot of it would depend on who's on the court.
Well, I mean, obviously it depends on who's
like Trent has always been a clutch shooter. I think back to the state tournament game. We were playing Campbell County down by 3. We came back from like 15 points down. He hits the 3 to tie it up. We end up going in the lead. Like, he's clutch. But I think you're going to – most people are – I think a lot of people would go Milan with this because just he's an automatic bucket too. So I'll be honest, man, there's several players I wouldn't mind seeing take that shot. I mean, he mentioned Zoom. I wouldn't even mind seeing Wilkins put one up. Like, these guys, they're a pretty good shooting team. I think it's whoever's open. That's me, but I don't know. Who are you going with?
I'm not going with, did you say Milan? Is that right? How do you say it?
I said a lot of people will say Milan, but I don't know.
I'm not
necessarily saying him. I mean, my gut says Trent every time because I'm a Trent fan. This is
Of course. But personally, I do agree with Zoom. There's no way I can butter this up, make it like a podcast to say Zoom on this. But the reason I'm not going to go with Milan because I feel like he's a catch and shoot kind of guy more than create. And if you get in the last second shot, like, I mean, if he's at the post, whatever, but if he's like fronting the goal and trying to create, there we go. I don't know if I really trust what's going to happen with that. And it's me. It's not that I'm saying he's bad. It's just I've not seen enough to actually say, okay, this guy can go out and get the bucket. But Zoom can create. He can get the spacing. And he can see who is open if he needs to. And I'm actually going to say this. If Williams is in the game, I actually like him too. Because he's probably going to be more the second string, but he's really putting in the work, putting up a lot of shots, and really doing his individual practice on what we see on highlights about how the offense is going to go, putting in a position like, okay, if this is going on, I'm shooting from here. So I like Williams, even though he's probably coming off the bench, so he's probably not in at the end. But I'm going to.
But like Dabney's saying right here, it was kind of like what I said. Like it's the situation where there's several players you wouldn't mind seeing take that last shot.
Of course.
Like it's hard for me to choose.
Guys in the comments and everyone's still watching, I want to ask this with that being said, because a lot of people say it's what Mark said, you go with the hot hand. But if you're at the beginning of the season like we are right now, you're already making some plays up for those situationals. You know, you got 1 minute left. What are you going to do? Press, to try to get turnovers to get the ball back. So right now, who are you going to be trying to think what plays we're going to make it up for? And then, of course, here's Williams. Oh, we both clicked it. Mason is lighting it up. In the open practice, Pope allowed fans to come to. Oh, yeah. I think Mason really is going to be air sleeper in basketball that we don't even talk about because, one, he's Mo's son, so he knows the game. He's had a father teaching him for quite a while and knowing how to work. I'm pretty sure Mason Williams, ain't it? Did I just make all that up?
Don't we have a player with the last name Mason, though? Pretty sure. I think that's who he might be talking about.
No, I think he's talking about Williams because I was talking about
Williams
earlier. We top fast, man. This is awkward at the moment.
Yeah, we want to know which Mason.
But that's kind of where I'm at on that. We're going to wait here. Mark.
Yeah, I want to find out. Do what?
I said we're at 58 minutes, man. Search fast.
It's like Desmond. No. Well, there's Mason Williams. Yeah, he's a 6'3" freshman. Okay. But I swear I thought we had somebody that came in with the last name Mason. I could be wrong.
I think you are. Maybe there's a Mason we're looking into getting.
I'm sleeping. I
heard that. I get you. Speaking of that, guys, we are 1 minute from 10 o'clock. 1.5 minutes from our hour. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Mark, where can it's Mo's son. Thank you, Jimmy. Took you a long time to top that out. I'm just going to go ahead and
I was just making sure. And I'll tell you somebody else we hadn't even mentioned. I wouldn't mind seeing Braden Hawthorne put that shot up either. Just saying.
I wanted to say that just because he will be versatile from his length. If it's a small guy, he can go work at the post on that. If it's a big guy, he can blow by. We already know we're high on this guy, so I
was thinking of Justin McBride. I don't know why I was thinking his last name was Mason.
Mason McBride. I get that. It kind of sounds the same.
I'm tired. Leave me alone. I hate
you. Where can everybody find you at?
DJ Mark Lawson on Instagram and X, and pretty much you can be finding me at high school football games and weddings all through the fall.
That sounds like a blast. You can find me, MD Lawson00, on all social media platforms. To be truthful, I'm not really doing much of social medias anymore other than Cats Chat, so don't find me there. Just find me on Cats Chat. They're heavily delayed. Well, maybe, right, Jimmy, maybe you should get on YouTube and see if it'll do faster. I bet you it would. Like how I threw that out there so we get more views on YouTube.
Y'all say MD Lawson preaching this weekend. Whew.
Yes, absolutely. Sunday, 11 o'clock in Loyal. Pretty much there's like 18 churches in the 5 seconds that you drive through Loyal, but it's the one on the left. So
on the left. I like that.
It is as you drive. Guys, We've said a lot. We're over that hour now. We're at 10 o'clock. It's time for bed. But the only thing that we've said today that really matters in the world is this last statement here. 3 rules you can live your life by to be the happiest person in the world are these 3 little rules. 1, love God. 2, love others. And 3, love UK sports.
God bless.